Okay, this one's been a long time coming, but here we are. I'm the TreeBot Reviews, and this is my top 10 Transformers for the year of 2022 and my low 5. This is just going to be just a quick list of just figures that came out this year that I enjoyed. Not to be confused with Transformers Finds. I'm going to be doing a video of that too. But for now, just sit back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn, and we're going to go over my top 10 for the year. Of course, some of these will be at the just barely make it in. Some of them may have been at the end of 2021 and may have came out, but hey, I don't care. It's my list. And I am including repaints. So, with that being said, let's get into the list. A figure that actually made my bottom 5, but isn't actually that bad, is going to be Prime Bulkhead, believe it or not. I have no problem with him, outside of the fact that he's not quite what the Prime fans wanted. This figure made a lot of the Prime fans angry, and I can understand that. However, he's not that bad. But just because of what he means to the fandom and how angry the Prime fans are, I'm going to go ahead and throw him on the list. But he's not bad. He has the wrecking ball. He has the gun. He looked really good in the Wreck and Roll set. But he just was a little bit of a disappointment for, I think, me too, and the Prime fans. So he's going to go on this part of the list. Coming in at number 4 on my list has to be Legacy Wild Rider. He did not live up to my expectations. He's okay. I'll say he's okay. But this right here, this backpack kind of really ruins him for me, and I think it did for other people. I'm not going to recommend this figure to anyone unless you're completing Minosaur. That's the only reason I would recommend him to anybody. He's not a good figure on his own. Literally, the only reason you should buy him is just to make a good shin for Minosaur. I mean, he's not great. Ooh, okay. Number 3. I'm actually going to make this a threefer. I did not care for any of the Wave 0, I'm going to call them, of Legacy, meaning the Beast figures. I picked up Buzzsaw and Nightprowler, and I could not stand them both. I already did not like this Cheetor mold. I thought the Cheetah mode looked really awkward. The robot mode's okay, but it's got some problems with how it transforms and things like that. But this is not a good figure already on its own. But then you repaint it, and it just I don't know about this. I think it would work on the Masterpiece, but this mold just does not do this paint job well. And then, really, I would have Buzzsaw out here, but he fell to pieces. I mean, he literally fell to pieces. He's over there right now. He's just a pile of parts right now. It was so loose out of the box. I don't know how people bought that mold. It's awful. And then I didn't even pick up Sandstorm. He looked just terrible on the pegs. And they've shelf warmed for so long. I don't know if it's because Walmart's ordered too many of them or what, but they have shelf warmed for so unbelievably long, and no one has bought them, which should be a sign that these are not good looking figures, and they're just not good toys anyway. Number 2 on my list is not the fact that it's a bad figure, it's the fact that it got made. Number 2 on my list is Legacy Clampdown. This figure should not have gotten made. We've had way too many molds of this figure. I mean, if you've seen my short on the channel, you know how I feel about this figure. There's way too many repaints of Sideswipe out there, and this just added to the pile. And not to mention, it's an exclusive. I don't understand why they keep throwing these in as exclusives. I mean, I've got the Kingdom one, and I've got the Siege one. I passed on Deep Cover because he's too expensive. And why do you need two versions of that figure in black and blue? There's no point to that. And then they came out with Clampdown, and I was like, why? I mean, yeah, we got Cordon, and that makes the set. But come on, you don't have to make him an exclusive. And not to mention, he was one of the two in the box that was exclusive, like just one of in every crate. You had Cosmos, and then you had Clampdown. That didn't make any sense to me. Just, Hasbro, stop using this mold. That's it. No more, please. Please, there's nothing wrong with it. Just stop remaking it. Sideswipe's one of my favorite characters, but you're ruining it for me. Okay, number one is going to surprise a lot of people what my worst is. As the Bayformers guy, this is going to come as a shock to anyone who knows me personally. My number one pick for the worst figure that I bought this year, Studio Series Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand this figure. This is every collector's nightmare. It's loose. Like, I think it's getting mold degradation from how many times they've used it so far. I think they've used it 5 times. And, no, 6. Because they did the Camaro one that uses those, or the original 76 Camaro one that uses the parts. And then they did the first movie one with the battle mask. Then they did the Revenge of the Fallen one with the battle mask. And then they did this one. And then they did another one with gold. And then they did the Last Night one that shares the engineering with this. So all, like, the molds have to be exhausted from this figure. I mean, and that's probably why it's so fidgety and loose. And then, literally, when I tried to transform it, I was literally sweating with how much pressure I felt. This was the most stressful transformation I have ever done. Period. Alright, let's get into the good ones. Number 10 on my list is the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Thrust. I love these Seeker molds from this movie. They're so cool. I just wish I could get my hands on Blitzwing so I could see how the jet mode looks, the earth mode goes with this. I mean, the gun arm, I don't have the gun with me right now. It's in a box right now, but the gun arm looks cool on him, and the little tiny null rays that go on his wings, and then the Tetra Jet. Oh my god, that thing looks cool. It's a very over the top Tetra Jet, but that thing looks awesome. I am so satisfied with how this looks. Plus the green looks nice, and it's just such a nice mix of the Bayverse and G1. It just works so well for a figure. Number 9 on my list, Titan Class Metroplex. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that this is a big disappointment for them because it's not like other Titan Class figures, or it's not the Metroplex that I grew up with. It doesn't turn into a city anymore. Shut up. No, but this guy's not supposed to do that. He's a Scottish miner. I mean, come on. He's huge. That's the whole gimmick to him. He's big. He's supposed to be able to be finally in scale with your original Cybertron figures, which is awesome. He looks great standing next to my Galaxy Convoy that I've got back there. Plus, he looks amazing next to your Legacy figures standing next to him because he's just so big. Like, this is a Metroplex that's not supposed to be, not have a toe the size of Bumblebee. He's supposed to be a little bit bigger. Like, he's almost in perfect scale with the Legacy figures. I am so happy with the way this turned out. Now, I won't say he's perfect. I mean, the strip miner mode is kind of awkward. I mean, it's just basically an ice block with a shovel on top. And the third mode's a little weird, but I can forgive that because the third mode makes sense in terms of what he's doing. He's like, in the show, they have those third modes to be able to get down in smaller areas to do their work. But, I mean, this thing's awesome. And plus, it's one of the few figures we've gotten that has face articulation. His jaw opens to yell, I guess. I mean, look at him here. He just opens and... Yeah, I love that. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Another thing that I noticed that was really weird on this is he's got the Bayverse Autobot shape, Autobot logo shape, but it's got the regular eyes. Like, I thought that was really funny when I picked it up. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way Metroplex turned out. One thing I've been rambling on about to my friends in the community is that Hasbro has not made a modern, or a good modern version of Nightbeat yet. They tried in Thrilling 30, and they had planned on using the Special Ops Jazz mold, which is an amazing figure, but something went wrong at the last hour, and they changed it to the Bumblebee figure they came out with. And I hate that figure. So I was looking at alternatives, and, well, Fans Hobby came in and made this. This is the Master Builder Nightwalker, or as most people call it, Nightbeat. This thing is awesome. It's beautiful. A lot of people bought the Minerva version, but for my money, I'm definitely getting Nightbeat. He's my favorite Autobot besides Sideswipe. He is awesome. This figure is amazing. It's got great articulation. The Porsche mode looks absolutely incredible. This figure is perfect. It's got the Headmaster too, right here. It transforms, and then you open up the chest, and it's got the tech spec to it. Now, if you haven't noticed already, the arm fell off. That is the reason why this is not higher on my list. It would have probably been my #1 spot, but for some reason, when I got it out of the box, the arm has since popped off and will not stay on. What I'm probably going to do is just get another one and switch it out or do some surgery here. Because it's actually a pretty affordable third-party figure. I think I paid $75 for it at Agabus. But, yeah, this really turned out well. I could not be happier with the way this figure turned out. I saw somebody put on a disappointed list and had these guys on there. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, they're not in scale with the other Masterpiece figures, but I think that they are very, very good for what they're supposed to be. That is the Masterpiece Gutai train bots. I have so far picked up Shoki, and Shoki turned out to be awesome. He had a few flaws, like just some transformation, just conflicting parts banging with each other in the transformation, but this honestly turned out really well. Despite, I mean, the price point's a little high there, but I stepped in early on him, pre-ordered him. I still haven't picked up Getsui yet, but he's probably going to be my next one, and seems like he turned out really well. I am very, very happy with this guy. He's well articulated despite having a backpack, which the backpack is still accurate. And the torso mode's solid. He's got big hands to grip his gun. It's very solid in there. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful train mode as well, and the tracks that go with it. Only thing I would have liked is if the wheels could turn, like the front bogie could turn, so you could actually put it on a model train set. But I can't complain about that. I mean, this figure turned out really nice. I'm very pleased to own it. Okay, now this one's going to be a tie between two figures. I was very excited to see both of these got announced for the same line, and they had their own independent figures. This has not happened since the 80s, people. These two figures are Legacy Blaster and Legacy Soundwave. This is, of course, the Siege version, so it doesn't have the tape deck form, but I don't care. This thing is so nice to own, especially with Studio Series Rumble coming out. And then Blaster's so cool. The boombox mode is amazing. I'm glad they put him in Legacy and Kingdom to round it out. This is such a nice figure. But the only thing I'm worried about is Rewind having problems with his translucent plastic. I'm really worried about that. But outside of that, this figure just turned out so well, and so did Soundwave, without all the scuff marks. I mean, this figure looks great. They look great side by side. The rivalry going on. I mean, it's awesome to just have them both finally in modern form. Now, my top 5, I'm actually not sure if this figure came out in 22, but there was a repaint. So, like I said, my list, I'm doing what I want. The Beast Box Kangaroo is going on this list. This thing is so cool. I mean, this is one of my first third-party figures. I've had a lot of upgrade kits, but this is so nice. It's got a great transformation to cube mode. Having a kangaroo robot is just so cool. And it's got the little Joey. It's got the Joey right there. Look at that. It's so cute. And he fits right in there. He fits right in the pocket. That's awesome. It's great. And the reason I found out about this is I went to BotCon, and they had that shattered glass theme around the Beast Box characters. Oh, it was representative. It was representative of shattered glass Soundwave. So this was in white and blue, and it looked beautiful. It just blew my mind, and it made me regret not getting the set. So as soon as I got back home, what I did was immediately find this on Big Bad Toy Store, and I ordered it. And it was relatively affordable. These things are high quality for the low price you're paying for them. I mean, no hollow parts, really tight joints. It's amazing. I love Beast Box, and I cannot wait to see what they do next. This one here, oh man, it was an absolute hunt to finally find it. And then once I found it, they were all over the shelves. Number 4, it's got to be Override. It was just such a cool figure. It's way more accurate to the source material than the original figure. It does everything the original figure was supposed to do and more, except for the Cyberkey gimmick. But there's still a slot there to put it in there. It's completely proportionate. It looks great alongside the original Cybertron toys. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful figure. And to go with the Velocitron line, it looks great with your Legacy figures. The only thing I was worried about with it was the translucent head on the back with the joint. I was very worried about that. But outside of that, I am very happy with the way this figure turned out. And I'm glad to have it as my number 4. Now, I know my number 3 pick is going to be very controversial for some people. I'm going to go with Scourge. He just turned out really well. This looks beautiful. Despite the translucent plastic being a concern for some people, this pink and cyan that they went with, or teal, I guess, is awesome. And look through my light. Look how that glows. That looks awesome. And then the light piping, absolutely incredible. This figure was already really cool, and this color scheme definitely helped make it even better. I am absolutely proud of how this turned out. Despite it not being as accurate to Scourge as people would have liked, I definitely think this turned out really well. I could not be happier with this. Number 2 absolutely caught me off guard. I was not going to get him at first, because, well, I didn't really know a lot about the character until I read stuff about him and went on TF Wiki. This figure was bound to be on my collection after I found out more about him. G-Axis. He's my number 2. This figure is perfect. Literally, I took the wings off the sides, but all the gaps get filled out. It's a very solid figure, and it's big. It is big for a Voyager. Like, this thing, here's your deluxe. Here he is next to a standard deluxe. This turned out amazing. The only reason he's not my number 1 is, well, the number 1. Just give me a minute. But the only downside to this, the jet mode is a little bit weird. He looks kind of like a corn cob, not gonna lie. But yeah, this is my number 2. I can't wait to see if they do Straxus, or maybe do another G2 Sideswipe. That'd be really cool. But yeah, that figure really made me happy this year. Okay, now, if any of you have watched my live streams on JJ Prime, you would know that this was bound to be my number 1 pick. This is a long time coming. I have anticipated this figure coming out for a while now. My number 1 pick, Armada Starscream from Legacy. This figure absolutely blew my mind. It is the perfect representation of this character. Being the best character in Armada, there's no way that this figure could disappoint. I mean, the Star Saber coming with it, his other sword that came with it. I mean, there's literally nothing I can say bad about this figure. Maybe the only thing I could say is that the Star Saber looked a little strange, and that's not even the figure's fault, but this thing does everything right. It folds over to reduce the space behind him, to taken up. The whole null ray cannon, laser cannon folds over. You can add the blast effects in there. It's great. The jet mode looks completely accurate. I cannot say enough about this figure. I would say probably the only thing I could probably think for it to be better is that it came with Swindle. And again, that's not the figure's fault. I can't blame the figure for not coming with an extra accessory. At this point, honestly, the only thing I can hope for is Jin Selects or Takara makes a Thundercracker version of this and the Skywarp with the Mohawk. I mean, this is my figure for 2022. This thing was amazing. It blew my socks off. This is I never thought a Starscream figure would do it, but here we are. This was amazing. But here's my list for 2022. Look forward to my finds coming up soon, which will be just figures I got this year, not just in 2022 that came out. This will be all sorts of different lines. This will be just 10. We used to do it according to the year, but that's too many. We're just gonna narrow it down to 10. But yeah, this was my 2022 list, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you disagreed with any of them, because I'm sure some of you do. There's no way I got all of yours right. I know the Bulkhead one's gonna not sit very well with some people, and the Scourge one as well. But just let me know. I've been the TreeBot, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.